Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the CTL podcast. This week we're going to be talking to Susan Todd about microcredentials and what is moving and shaking at Jefferson College. Susan, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Cindy.
So tell me, what is a microcredential and how is it different from traditional college courses?
Well, I see it as occupying a space between a traditional college class and continuing education, in that it is a product involved, so the students do have to produce something, in contrast to continuing education, where sometimes students are just recipients of information. So the students do have to produce something, but it's not 16 weeks. It's not multiple assignments. So it is very specific, learning focused. It is time bound. The ones that I'm looking at developing, that I am developing, are going to take 7 to 10 total hours to complete. So not credit hours, but total hours. And there will be a self-paced aspect, but then there will be one meeting with an instructor/coach.
Okay. So why is Jefferson College exploring these microcredentials?
It's a growing part of the education that we haven't yet jumped into. And actually, Cindy, you got me interested in it. I had never heard the term before you did the CTL session about the ones that you were taking. Can you tell us?
Absolutely. I am always looking for ways to look at different types of professional development and certifications. And I ran across, actually, Kenny Wilson had seen it at a conference. It's ACU, the Association of College and University Educators. And it is endorsed and validated by the American Educators Association. So I looked into it, and it was amazing. And they had 4 classes, badges, if you will. Each class was a badge, and it was for online learning because I teach quite a bit of online learning. And I wanted to be more engaging. I wanted to know what was trending, what was updated and current and relevant. And it was phenomenal. I mean, I took it as if I was a student, right? And it was a cohort, so it was across the country with other faculty, and I really liked the way it was set up. And I implemented a lot of it. And so I went through all 4 courses, and then I got the certification for that. So it's a good continuing education. It's a good skill-based credential that you see that, I've taken the initiative to continue my professional development, and
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And sometimes they are stackable. So it sounds like maybe the ones you did were stackable, where there are multiple levels and you get a badge or a certification for each one. And then in some schools, they actually combine for college credit, but we're not there yet, may never be. I'm developing 2 right now that for this pilot will be free to current Jefferson College students. One is called Time Management for College and Beyond,
Okay.
and it will build on some of the skills that they learn in College 101, but it's very much focused on the student's current situation. So as opposed to general tips, it's focused on what are your time management challenges in this moment. Here's a toolkit for how to overcome what you're dealing with right now. And then the students can have those tools available to them that they can build on later. And then I've been through coaching training. So I'm going to meet with the students as a capstone and talk about what they've learned about themselves and about their time management techniques. And then we'll create a plan for their futures. And these techniques will help them certainly as students, but it will also help them in their career and professional lives.
Right. That's amazing. And what I like about that is that it's 7 or 8 hours. When I look at anything that I want to take and do based on our schedule now, it's like, do I have the time to do it, right? So that you say, I can do that.
Yes.
I can kind of carve that time out. And I always carve the time out like on weekends so that I know that I'm not teaching and I'll have the time to really dedicate to that. All right.
The other will be leadership fundamentals. Will also be a career-focused class. We'll look at some scenarios, some leadership concepts and skills. So for our students, whether they're pursuing an AAS and want to start their career soon, or whether they're transferring, these are very practical, again, skills-based, career-focused leadership ideas. So when they apply for a job, they will have this downloadable, you mentioned the word badge, they'll have this credential that they can put on transcripts, on resumes to say, I have completed this leadership training.
Right. Right. And also LinkedIn. A lot of us are using LinkedIn to put those qualifications on LinkedIn. We all know how prominent that is with employers looking for people and people looking for jobs, right,
Yes.
on LinkedIn. So that's a good place for us to start where we can add that to it.
Great. Thank you for that reminder. Absolutely.
Okay. So how are these micro-credentials designed differently than typical classes? You've mentioned that already.
I am building them in Canvas, so there will be some self-assessment, not really tests. There'll be some light assessment and some light reflection. There will be one meeting for these pilots. I'm planning for that meeting to be with me as instructor, mentor, coach, sounding board to help the students as a culminating part of the class to say, all right, what have you learned? How are you going to implement this in the future? What questions do you have? And then to help the students tie it all together for their future. So it's not an online class in that they're not submitting assignments regularly. It's not an in-person class, but it will have some components of both in a really condensed format.
How are we going to promote this, Susan?
That is going to be an important next step because we need to educate people about what they are.
Right.
I need to talk to our marketing group,
department.
but
yeah.
I'm seeing, do you have thoughts?
Well, I'm really impressed by what the marketing department has done in regard to making requests, even for these podcasts that we request. I mean, even on that list, they are there for us to help us promote these types of things because I think everything is a good idea, but you've got to communicate that to our students.
Well, this is what you teach. You certainly know this.
You've got,
yes.
if we've got $1 million in our pocket, it's going to stay there until you tell them how to get it, right? I mean, this is stuff that people can do easily to differentiate themselves from just having a degree or having even job experience. It shows leadership. It shows incentive. It shows you are a self-starter. I want you to work for me because you are continuing your education. You want to be a better person with different skills. So I think, I definitely think we can work with the marketing department on that. Right?
Great. And I've already started talking to some students about it. And then the first important step is, like I said, educate them on what this is and why they should take it.
And you say it's free right now.
Yes.
It's free right now. So faculty are a good place to start to let them know about that. I think I'd like to take one of them with you. Okay. How might employers view the benefit from the micro-credential like these?
Yeah, I think you just nailed it. You just nailed it to say that to somebody who goes above and beyond, isn't just checking boxes, but is both curious enough and motivated enough to develop these skills outside of their traditional class structure, outside of, well, to get this degree, here are your requirements, check it off. This is something that students would have to have the wherewithal to pursue over a short amount of time. My plan is to give them 6 weeks to complete it.
Okay.
So I thought about a month, but still working on that. But I think 6 weeks is a good amount of time to get the 7 to 10 hours of self-paced work and then the one meeting with me as the instructor. Right. And that can be online, can be in person, whatever they want for the meeting. And that'll be, it won't be an assessment. It'll be me using the skills I've learned in my coaching training to help them understand more about themselves and what they can do with this information.
Well, that sounds awesome. Is there anything else I haven't asked that we need to know about the micro-credentials?
Well, this is the first step and hopefully a program that we will implement here at the college. I think the community would be served well by it. I would like to see it opened up beyond our students to faculty and staff and employers in the community. We could customize them potentially for different businesses and different agencies. So I think there's an exciting future here.
Sounds like a good, I agree, and I applaud your focus on this. And I'd like to also tell you that the CTL is also working on similar things with platforms that we're going to be offering staff and faculty to get more credentials and more certifications in skills that businesses might need in the community. So,
excellent.
I'm excited about that. Susan, thanks for coming today. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And stay tuned to our next CTL podcast.